Hey guys, Kitty's Homestead here, and today we're making grow bags from weed fabric. So we're going to first start by folding the material in half to a 25 by 22, lining up the corners. You can pin that in place so it doesn't move. And you're going to start sewing on this first edge, and that would be the 22-inch edge that you're going to sew along. Then as you get closer to the end, you're going to stop when you get to the folded edge corner. Then you're going to turn your fabric after you reach the corner. You're going to back up a little bit and go forward again, just to close off the end. And then we're just going to sew right up this side. And yes, I know it's already folded over, but you need the seam sewn in. Then you're going to get to the next side. This is another 22-inch side, and you're just going to sew right up this side as well. Once you reach the end, just back up a little bit to go over your stitches and lock them in place. Now you can remove the pins if you had any in there. And we're going to take the corner and we're going to pull out the sides. Sorry about the camera angle. And then at the corner, you're going to match up your seam. You can kind of see what I'm doing there. And you just want to make sure they stay lined up. And I'll bring it over by the sewing machine and I'll kind of lay it down, and then I can feel it with my fingers to make sure there's nothing underneath and make sure both of the seams are lined up. Then I'm going to grab my tape measure, and the seam that I want is going to go across this and measure 12 inches from edge to edge. Then you're going to bring it to the machine after you get everything lined up and just run a straight seam right across edge to edge. Now you may be thinking, why are you wasting all that fabric on that edge? Well, that fabric is actually going to help support the bottom so that it doesn't break really easy, because we all know that this kind of fabric breaks down pretty quick. While you're sewing, you just want to make sure that everything stays lined up and stop to readjust if necessary. Next, we're going to do the same exact thing to the other side. We're going to flatten out the corner and get the seams nice and lined up so we can run another 12-inch seam straight across. You can actually use the other one as a guide just to make sure you're in the right spot. I always give it a quick measure while it's under the needle to make sure I'm in the right place. Then you're just going to run your seam straight across, edge to edge, just like you did on the last one. So there you have it. The bottom seams are now complete. We can turn it on its right side. Then you're going to make sure you push out the corners all the way and put your hand inside to push them out all the way if you can't get them to pull out this way. And now you've completed the main body for the bag, and you can see inside there that the flaps are folded in, giving a little extra support on the bottom. Now next we're going to put a hem around the top edge. And by hem, I don't mean folding over or anything like that, just a simple zigzag stitch around the top, just to keep it from ripping. And there you have it. And now we're going to make handles. You can pretty much decide how big you want the handles, and you just take fabric, fold it over. You can trim it down before, after, doesn't matter. And you're just going to run a seam straight down. And you can use the first one that you made to make sure the second one comes out the same size. They don't have to be any particular length, but you just run a seam straight up the one side just to keep it folded. And now we're going to attach the handles to the bag. And you just want to make sure that you're going to attach them to the same place on each side. So I usually use the seam as the center mark for where I'm going to put the handles. I usually just sew a little square around the edge of the handle that I am sewing on, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. I've included a little clip here just so you can see the square blown up a little bit on the other side to make this handle complete. And just a tip, make sure that your handle is facing the right direction so you don't have a twisted handle. Here I'm attaching the second handle the same way I did the first. Just make sure you attach the handle pieces the same distance apart as you did for the other handle. And there you have it, your very own grow bag. Just make sure you pull out the corners before you fill it to make sure that it's all the way open. And check both sides. And all that's left to do is fill it with some soil and plant where you're planting. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me.